Hey loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are seeing this face for the first time, it means you're a first viewer and a new subscriber. I think so, yes. Please subscribe if you haven't. I do movie reviews, movie recommendations, and vlogs when I go out, okay? If you're a returning subscriber, a shagun, welcome to this video. Okay, I'm going to be discussing Anikulapo today, Rise of the Spectre part 2, but I'm going to do like a quick recap on the first part just in case you missed it. Okay, let's get straight into the review. 나의 두 눈을 감으면 떠오르는 그 눈동자 Anikulapo, Rise of the Spectre. English version is One Who Captures Death, right? It came on Netflix on the 1st of March 2024. Today is the 11th of March and I am reviewing this movie. I know, no, please don't come for me. I am reviewing this movie late, please. I am very busy, I beg. Now, this movie has 6 episodes. The first part was about 1 hour and some minutes, and the other 5 episodes were like 40 to 45 minutes. The director of this movie is Kunle Afolayan, as you all know. Starring in this movie is Jide Kosoko, Gabriel Afolayan, Adewale Elish, Uzi Usman, Latif Adedimeji, Kunle Remi, Bimbo Ademoye, Shola Shobowale, and other crew. Please, not other crew, other casts, okay? There's so many people in this movie and I cannot mention all of their names, please, okay? Now, let me quickly do a brief recap from the first movie, Anikulapo 1. Now, Saro, who moved into one village, how did he move into this village? Now, it was been said in this movie, in the Yoruba culture, that if someone dies, there's a bird who comes to check if this person was good while alive. If someone dies and maybe it's not their time of death, like it's not supposed to be their time to die, this bird comes and brings this person back to life. Now, Saro was being raised from the dead by this bird, right, in the first part of this movie. Now, Saro was given a second chance at life to live. He went to this village where he started selling asho, while he was selling ashoke. If you guys don't know what ashoke is, it's what they wear in the Yoruba culture. Now, Saro was meant to be a wealthy man. Yes, he moved to this village and he started making it, like he started making money. Saro started sleeping with a married woman who has a child that he's going to get married to in this part 2. I don't know why, but yes, it was, when I saw it, I was shocked. But yeah, let me continue in this part. Now, Saro was being invited by the king to the palace to sell ashoke for his wives and children. Now, Saro met this very beautiful and young queen, Arolake, who also fell in love with him. On Twitter, it was being said that Arolake forced herself on Saro in part 1. Like, it was like a gender war. But I think if Saro did not, like, look at Arolake, she wouldn't have had her way with him. But in fact, they had their way with each other, right, in that movie. And then they started seeing each other, and Princess Omaomi, who was a favorite daughter to this king, reported, and then Arolake and Saro had to run for their dear lives. Now, while running, they met their doom. Saro died, and then this bird came. Arolake was hiding. This bird came to check if it was going to bring Saro back to life. That was not, it was he. Saro was not going to come back to life, but Arolake stole this pouch from this bird and brought Saro back to life, and they moved to another village where they became wealthy from making business out of bringing people back from the dead. Now, Arolake couldn't give birth to a child And you guys know who Sarah is. He loves women. Sarah brought in, he didn't bring in a wife. He slept with a girl who got pregnant for him, and he had to take her in as a wife, and then took another one in as a wife. This Omo, Arolake suffered in the hands of these wives, like leaving a king who had 4 wives, being the favorite wife, and coming to this. Sarah was having other women, and it was so bad that they were dealing with her. So, seeing that Sarah was not even taking care of her as a precious gift, she had to take this pouch and run away. So one day, Sarah was meant to bring somebody back to life, and he couldn't. He did not come back to life. So it was big trouble for him. He had to run from that village. I don't know what happened to his wives and then his children in that village. Almost, Sarah does not care. Like, he has seeds almost everywhere. Now, we are in part 2 now. Let's talk about part 2. Was I expecting a part 2 of this movie? Yeah, kinda. But opening Netflix, seeing 6 episodes, I'm like, you don't mean it. Okay, so I was happy that, okay, there was going to be detailing, like a lot of details. Like, I wanted to like understand some backstory, like from part 1, but pacing was an issue. Like, do you get it? Now, this movie, I think Kunle Afalaya did a great one on this movie. For part 1, I would say, okay, an 8/10, but for this part, a 7/10. Now, why did I say that? It was just so long, and then the ending of that movie, I don't know about the ending. I don't know, but I hope they're not going to bring a part 3, because Sarah's son is called Sarah. Why did they name that boy Sarah? After a man who had no control. Now, let me tell you how part 2 started. Part 2 started with, remember, Arolake had left Sarah. Now she was in the bush, trying to find her way and the rest, and Sarah was found in Heaven's Gate. Now, I don't know why this Heaven's Gate was made local, but it was good. Like, I liked it. They were marching in, and it got to Sarah's turn to get in. I don't know how Sarah thought it was going to get into heaven. Like, how did you think you were going to get into heaven? Wonders. Now, he got there and it was being stopped. Like, you have to, all the 20 people you brought back to life, you have to go and bring them back before you get entrance into heaven. Now, he was given something, and then he put it on his neck. Like, you have to use this to touch these people you brought back to life. You know them, man. You know them. And he was like, you were keeping the numbers? Of course. Are you the owner of life? Sarah went back. He took, is it Wasabi? What's it? I used to call him Wasabi. This very tall comedian. He took that one out. Took, oh my God, Sisi Quadri, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. Like, it was a shocker for me seeing Sisi Quadri in this movie, knowing that he passed just last month. It's rest in peace, Sisi Quadri. And then he took one other woman out. Now, there were 3 ghosts following him. I didn't, like, it was just a twist. Like, I thought they were going to just die and go to heaven. But, man, he was supposed to escort these 20 people to heaven. How? Just how? Kunle, how? But anyway, these 3 people were waiting for him. They were, like, looking at him, and he went for the 4th person. This woman, if you remember from the first part, I don't know if you've seen the first part of Anikulapo, but from the first part of this movie, see, they were just intentional. Like, in this first part of the movie, this woman was angry. Like, why did you bring me back to life? Like, why did I send you to bring me back to life? She reminded him, like, in fact, now in this part 2, she was blind, but she could see him. Now, I forgot to tell you, Kunle Not Kunle. Saro was not being seen by anyone, but he was supposed to perform his assignment. It was very easy for him to perform this assignment. But wait, now wait, let me tell you guys. He went for this wedding and he was supposed to take the husband, the groom, out because he brought this man back to life when he was alive. And how was a ghost? How was a ghost hitting his head on the roof? How now? How? Please, how? But I'm going to overlook that one, please. I'm going, because you guys did a lot of work. If you see the settings, I know there's a lot of work, like a lot of money went into this setting, like a lot of money. Now let's get back to when Saro got to this old woman who was now blind. She was eating. The woman said she was not ready to die. Like, she's not dying, she's not going anywhere. And then she deceived Saro. She said she was going to make him an akudaya. Do you know what an akudaya is? If you're not Nigerian and you're watching this, an akudaya is somebody who dies, like a ghost brought back to life. Right? There are a lot of them in this world of ours. There are a lot of them. In fact, a lot of them sell food, a lot of them sell clothes, a lot of them, no, in fact, they sell food a lot. I don't know why, but they sell food a lot, right? So he was being made an akudaya, and these people were waiting for him, these three ghosts, because he couldn't take any other person out. He was now being seen by other people. And mind you, he still had, being an akudaya, he still had this thing on his neck. He didn't try it again to take any other person out. I don't know why, but these three ghosts, he was still seeing them. So he begged them, and then I don't know why they gave him 3 years. 3 years of their lives, of their ghost life, living on earth with this man walking around. Anyway, they gave him 3 years, and of course they didn't want him to suffer. They were being compassionate, and they made a business for him, like selling palm wine, original good palm wine. He wasn't going to climb any tree. It was just there in kegs, big jars, like, man. And then in this community, people who were buying from the main palm wine tapper left that man, came to Saro because his own was sweeter. Of course, the wine made from is going to be sweeter. They have caught a lot of people selling food in Nigeria. I'm going to say in Nigeria because, yes, I live in Nigeria. They've got a lot of them, like when they see that somebody knows them, they disappear. So it was 2 years, and Saro was living his life, enjoying, selling palm wine, doing a lot of things. And guess who he saw? Someone who was a daughter of the main palm wine seller. It was that girl he went to like. How did this girl leave her father and follow Saro? Saro is a bad boy. Anyway, she got pregnant and she realized that Saro was always talking because it was almost time for him to die. Yes. She had to travel to her mother's village to tell her mother about her husband who was in trouble with ghosts. And as she got there, behold, this woman is somebody who Saro had run matters with before. She couldn't... her mom asked her to describe Saro. In fact, her mom just knew that it was this same Saro. Now, let's go back to the antagonist of this movie. Now, Saro is and was the protagonist in the first part and also the protagonist in this second part. But let's look at the antagonist. Kunle did a good one, like putting, like, shining, most movies will just like put all the focus on the protagonist of the movie, but this was on the protagonist and the antagonist of this movie. Now, Basharon was my goodness. Let me tell you guys, Basharon is a fine man. He is always disturbing the king. I think Basharon wanted to be the king. He wanted to be a mighty man so, so bad. Let's talk about Awolara, his son. Hey, Latif. I don't know how Latif was looking so young in this movie and playful, but he loved Omaome. You remember the girl, the princess, who reported Arolake? Yes, Awolara loved Omaome. But this Omaome girl wanted to get married to somebody else. She got married to somebody else, and Basharon put a thunder storm on this girl, and it killed the new king, the new prince. Now, look, that prince who died, who got married to Omaome, he's Hausa. And if you see his kingsmen, they were kind of putting a little Hausa. Is it Katunga? What's his name again? They were putting a little Hausa on that. Like, I'm impressed, Kunle. I'm impressed. After the death of this guy, in fact, Basharon had been looking for Saro for the longest of time because he knew that Saro was performing wonders, raising people from the dead and the rest. He wanted to have that to himself. He wanted to be famous, wealthy, and rich. He was looking for him all this while. Now, see, this movie review is going to be kind of long because I'm talking about 1 and 2 together for you guys to understand. Now, Arolake in the bush was moving and met this family who was moving to another village, and she had to go with them, but she got tired along the line and slept in the bush alone. Hey, Auntie Ramota. They use Auntie Ramota to ask bush baby. Uncle Kunle, why not? Why now? But it was so good. Like, I love that part. Like, Mommy. I'm sorry. Arolake gained wealth from seeing a bush baby. Like, from my school days, I've always been saying, oh, let me see a bush baby. Let them give me their comb. Let me be very wealthy. I didn't want to see any bush baby. No, keep your wealth. So this lady became very wealthy. See, my shock is, people are looking for you. How do you come and start living an extravagant life? But anyway, last, Basharon got a hold of Arolake and Saro and was demanding a lot from them. Saro knew his time was over, but like, it wasn't, you will see himself, you pity him, like he couldn't bother less, like, do you get? He was able to go because he was able to get this prince up back to his village using one of those his ghosts, and then he was being let go, right? And then guess what? His time was up. And then he came to apologize. In fact, he apologized in the prison when Basharon put him and Arolake together. But that apology was just so shabby, like, for all the things you've done. Anyway, it was his time to go, and he had to come and beg Arolake again to take care of his son. Like, and then Arolake had to move to the community where Saro gave birth to his son and carried the child, and that was the end of that movie. If you're looking at this movie and you're watching this review to see if you should watch the movie, please watch it. It was a good watch, but the length is a no-no for me. Thank you so much for watching this movie review. I didn't want it to be this long, I beg. Okay, thank you. I hope to see you on my next video. Bye.